Right, so today's video is going to be one of them videos I've done previously where we're not just going to be talking about one topic, we're going to be talking about multiple topics. The reason for this is because the topics we're going to be talking about are just topics that wouldn't be long enough to make a full video. We've got a big TikTok account that has been called out by multiple people for copying their videos, to which they have now responded. And we've also got a fashion brand that we've spoke about on this channel previously that have been called out again, but this time for what people are claiming is illegal marketing. I'm going to add the chapters on the timeline and the description if you do want to skip to a certain chapter or a certain topic and watch in a different order. It's completely up to you. And lastly, please ignore the time on the clock over there because we're going away at the weekend and I need to pre-record a few videos and yeah, here we are. So let's start with topic number 1, which is all to do with plagiarism. Now the account that has recently been called out is this one right here called the Voros twins, or the Da Vinci twins, a lot of people call them. In fact, from what I can tell, the vast majority of people call them the Da Vinci twins, so I think that's what they go by most of the time. Another account you need to be aware of here is a user called Marie Pax. Now funnily enough, Marie has actually been calling out the Da Vinci twins for quite some time, all for the same reason. And it's basically because she believes a lot of her videos have been copied by the Da Vinci twins. In fact, we can start with the first video here that was posted a few years ago and has now actually been some newer videos within the past couple of weeks. And in this video, she shows a side-by-side comparison of her video and a video that the Da Vinci twins have uploaded afterwards.
3 days ago, I posted this. Did I just write the song of the summer? I can't read sheet music, so please let me know if I did. And then today they posted this.
Did we just write the song of the summer? We can't read sheet music, so please let us know if we did.
Like, they didn't just steal my joke, but they also stole my picture. Like, this is my sheet music. Like, I drew this.
Yeah, so I mean, pretty blatant, right? And it's not as if they just, copied the joke. They actually took the footage from Marie's video. And Marie actually goes on to say that this isn't the first time. And in fact, throughout the videos we're going to be watching here, just from Marie's videos, she shows probably about 5 different examples of videos that have been copied.
So they blocked me to prevent me from seeing their video, but before this we were mutuals, like we were following each other, and that's because 7 months ago they stole another one of my jokes. In January, I posted this.
If Leonardo da Vinci were still alive, he would be the oldest living man at 568 years old.
And then a couple days later, they posted this.
If Leonardo da Vinci was still alive, he would be the oldest living man in the world at 569 years old.
Yeah, so you can see there's a bit of a pattern here, right? They don't just copy the joke, they actually take the footage from Marie's video. Obviously, they might have just used the same picture and used the same effect, but let's be honest here, they just took it from Marie's video, and we see a bunch more examples as well. And I think one thing you've got to bear in mind here is that the Da Vinci twins have over 4 million followers. I'm not sure how many followers they had at the time of this first video, but in comparison, Marie has just over 100,000 followers. So chances are the video from the Da Vinci twins that is copied from Marie is going to be seen by more people. Now, Marie goes on to say that she actually had a conversation with the Da Vinci twins after this happened. We can see what their response is here, and it says, "Hey, sorry we didn't give credit, didn't know it was an issue, we're Canadian and don't make money off our TikToks, just do it for fun, but we followed back and you're super funny and we hope you're not mad at us and we can be friends. And when we say we make no money off our TikToks, we mean there's no creator fund in Canada." And look, at that point, maybe fair enough, right? They clearly did copy the videos, but they're saying, sorry, okay, not gonna happen again, would love to be friends. But the problem being here, which Marie mentions, is that this conversation was from the first time that a video was copied, then 7 months later they decided to copy another one. Adding to that, the Da Vinci twins have now actually blocked Marie. And then we fast forward a few years later, in fact just a couple of weeks ago as I'm recording this video right now, Marie has uploaded a new video saying that this has happened a bunch more times.
I've been dealing with the Da Vinci twins stealing my content since 2022, even though I've blocked them. I wish this were a joke. I've called them out multiple times, and each time they apologize and delete the videos, but eventually they just start doing it again, hoping that this time I won't find out. 3 years ago, I made this video. I bought it so you don't have to. This is the 2022 Hyper Orb of Agony. It's currently converting my life force into dark matter. Would not recommend. This past weekend, they posted this video.
We bought it, so you don't have to. This is the 26/7 Shadow Orb of Despair. It's currently draining our life energy to dark matter. It's so cute.
So again, we have the same pattern, right? They didn't just steal the joke, they actually stole the footage as well. The footage being Marie's own apartment, or her old apartment. And in fact, the same orb effect that Marie had to edit in there.
I literally had to learn how to use Premiere Pro to edit that orb, and they just took my video and used it without crediting me. In the last 2 months, they copied 2 more of my videos. Someone made an AI deepfake of me, and I'm freaking out right now. If you see this video anywhere, please report it. It is not real.
Someone made a fake AI video of us, and we're freaking out. It's not actually us. If you see this video of us, please report it. It's not real.
And then just to really show you how many times this has happened, we then see another example.
Instead of waiting in a crazy line to see the Mona Lisa, you can actually see it right here in this little known spot.
Here's a Mona Lisa life hack. Instead of waiting in a crazy line to see the Mona Lisa, you can actually see it right here.
Now, interestingly, with this last clip, Marie actually goes on to mention that this is a repost because they posted the first time, got called out for it, and then decided to post it again.
This one is a repost that they originally deleted because I called them out for it. You can see past videos I've made about this for other examples of videos they've taken, but frankly, I feel like this guy. Like, why do I have beef with the Da Vinci twins? I know that TikTok is an app where you are encouraged to remix other people and make your own versions of videos, but they are not riffing on my content. They're not crediting me. They are literally stealing my scripts, my video effects, my footage, and they're passing it off as their own. Keep in mind, they post so much anti-AI content. If you actually cared about artists, you wouldn't steal content from them.
Yeah, so to me, it seems pretty blatant, right? Because you could use the excuse, I guess, if it was just like a one-off thing that maybe they thought of the same joke. But then you've also got to bear in mind that they've done it multiple times to the same person. We've got 5 examples here. And then also, obviously, they literally took the footage from the original video. But yeah, I think it's pretty clear that they saw Marie's videos and just decided to make their own version with the same clips. Now, another person that's recently called out the Da Vinci twins is a user called JustTrend77. And again, he shows a comparison between his video and a video that the Da Vinci twins uploaded.
All right, it's time for your test. What does this mean? I don't know. Do you know what this is? Afraid not. What's wrong with this? No clue. What does this do? Beats me. Tell me what's missing here. Why? Because I asked you to answer one of these questions. Then, in September of the same year, I was sent this.
What does this mean? I don't know. Do you know what this is? Afraid not. What's missing here? No clue. Explain this. I'm drawing a blank. What does this do? Beats me.
Yeah, so we can see there were slightly different pictures with the same jokes, though. There was actually one that was different. The I'm drawing a blank was different to the letter Y. I think this one isn't as blatant as we saw with Marie's video, right? Because at least they actually used their own footage for one. But yeah, the fact that they use all the same jokes, apart from one, in the same video does make it seem as if they just kind of saw Trent's video and decided to maybe recreate it. If Trent was the first person to make the video, to which he actually says, I'm probably not the first person to make them jokes, but it's not just one joke, they took it all.
Now, yeah, I'll admit, I wasn't the first one to probably make any of those jokes, but putting them together in that format, that close together, Come on, guys.
Trent is going to mention that he did end up DMing the Da Vinci twins when this happened, saying this is my original video. I posted on Instagram/TikTok on June 30th. Last week I was tagged in a video you posted this month. You're on Instagram, TikTok, copying this video nearly word for word. I understand if you took inspiration from my content, but this is just plagiarizing. And then Trent goes on to say that they just didn't respond to this. Now, since the Da Vinci twins been getting called out for copying content, they have responded, specifically to Marie. We can see their response here on Instagram, and it says, "We apologize for taking your video idea. Having said that, supporting a comment wishing death on us or anyone is not okay." And they actually show a comment here that someone has said, "Death is the only fitting punishment," to which Marie said lol and hearted the comment. Now, yeah, even though it does seem pretty obvious that this was a joke, right, still probably not the best idea to be hearting a comment and replying to a comment like this. To me, it just seems like an overly extreme exaggeration of how bad this situation is, right? But still, we have seen with situations previously where people can be a lot more serious about this type of stuff. So, yeah, still don't think it's the best idea. Now, the post does carry on and says, "People take our ideas and copy us all the time. It's all in fun to make people laugh, smile, and be entertained. We will credit appropriately if needed moving forward. Thanks to everyone that supports our silly little videos." So yeah, that's their response. They said they're not going to do it anymore. Who knows, right? Obviously, that's kind of what they said last time and then carried on doing it. But since this situation is a lot bigger now, Marie's newest videos went pretty big, a lot of people have seen it, then maybe they won't be copying Marie's videos at least. I would love to know your thoughts in the comment section down below on this situation. Do you feel like they copied? Do you feel like they were in the wrong? What's your opinions on their apology? Just let me know all your thoughts in the comment section down below. Now, moving on to the last topic, we're actually be talking about a luggage brand that we've spoken about previously on this channel. It's a company owned by a creator called Shay Mitchell, who has 7.5 million followers, and the company is called Biz, as we can see right here. Now, we did actually previously speak about Biz when they did the whole like claw machine thing. I don't know if you remember that. Basically, they did this big promotional thing where they had this massive like human claw machine with luggage inside, and you would be strapped to it with like a harness, and then you'd be lowered down to pick up some luggage. Now, the problem with that is a lot of people were complaining about how the event was actually ran because most people were queuing for hours and hours and hours, and then influencers was just coming along, cutting the line. More people were cutting the line because they didn't have a system where you had like a band to prove that you were in the line. And then it basically got to the point that even though people had been queuing for hours and hours and hours and were told that they would still be able to get a go, they just didn't end up actually getting a chance chance to go. Now, more recently in the last couple of days, Baze has been receiving a bunch more backlash, and it's actually to do with a marketing email. We can see a video here from a user called Shiri Felden, and we actually see here on the name Beauty Brand Marketing, and here we can actually see the email, and it is a very questionable way of trying to promote a sale.
In case you missed it, Baze, which is Shay Mitchell's luggage brand, sent out an email on December 1st with the subject line, "Action required, fraud alert."
I mean, straight away, a very strange subject to have in an email from a luggage company, right? I mean, if I saw this subject, I would assume that they've had a data breach and my card information's been taken. Especially if this is the only thing you see, which it would be before you click on it, right? Action required, fraud alert, immediate action may be required. Now, the problem being here is that when you actually click the email, it's just them promoting a sale.
And when you click on that email, it says, "Sale extended. The fraud is us. Sale now extended. 30% off everything continues for one more day, plus one more flash deal."
Yeah, so I think it's fair to say a pretty dodgy way of trying to promote your product. I mean, if I saw an email like that and then clicked on it and saw what it actually was, that would not make me want to buy any of their products. If anything, that would be the fastest way I would click on the unsubscribe button so I don't get any more marketing emails. Now, what Shiri actually goes on to mention in this video is that this is illegal. You can't mislead people like this with your subjects.
From the perspective of a copywriter who writes emails for many lifestyle and beauty brands. So actually, this email is illegal. So the FTC actually has pretty specific laws on what can be said in emails and how it's communicated. So with that kind of subject line of fraud alert, to make it legal, you would have to click on the email and it would actually tell you that there's been fraud, but there's no fraud. That's firstly. First off, it's illegal.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what they were thinking. I mean, Shiri actually goes on to mention this in a second, like, from a brand point of view, why would you want to do this? Because it's not going to make anyone want to buy your products. But I think that is the obvious opinion here. Like, what actually was the logic behind doing this? I can't imagine there'd be many people that saw this and were like, oh, fuck yeah, that's a really good way of marketing your product. I'll have 2 cases.
Just don't know what her team was thinking. Because as an email copywriter, I like to put myself in the shoes of a consumer. And I have to think through, if I got this email, how would I react? How would I click through to it? So say you're a consumer, you get an email, fraud alert. Either you're gonna be really freaked out and you're gonna click into that email and then you're gonna be relieved that it actually isn't fraud, or you're just gonna be pissed. But in either scenario, you're not gonna shop for luggage. So sure, this email gets attention, and sure, it gets clicks, but it doesn't actually convert to sales. It just angers people.
Yeah, and I think when you actually look at the comment section of this video, it's very clear that it definitely did anger people. Yeah, so there's a bunch of comments like this one saying, "I'm actually super over Baze. Their marketing is peak consumerism overload and everyone that works there is cocky. This email is a prime example of that. Is it just me or is Baze always doing something stupid? Oh, I'm definitely suing." This subject line went through the entire marketing communications department too, shaking my head. And finally, a comment here with 23,000 likes that says, "It freaked me out, then pissed me off, and finally left me thinking how tacky." Now, an attorney has also made a video talking about this, more specifically an attorney called Tammany Vincent Bent, I hope I pronounced that right. And in this video, she's basically talking about the fact of whether this would actually be illegal.
Now, for a lot of people, saying action required fraud alert didn't accurately reflect what was in the email because the email said, "The fraud is us, we've extended our sale." As an attorney, I kind of questioned, well, I mean, does it accurately reflect it if you're going to say, we misled you, we told you the sale was over on Monday at midnight, and really we've extended it to Tuesday at midnight? Could that potentially be fraud? And could you just be simply alerting to people of your own fraud?
Yeah, I do wonder actually how that would play out in court. Now, I don't actually think this is going to go to court, right? So this is a hypothetical, but if this is illegal, right, and you can't lie in the subject line of a marketing email, I do wonder, would this actually be misleading enough for this to go to court and for them to actually be sued? Because like we just heard there, could their argument be like, oh, we said fraud alert, but the fraud was us. Like, we didn't say it was specifically like a data breach or anything like that. It was just the fact that the fraud is us. We lied about this sale. I don't think we're going to get a definitive answer as to how it will play out in court because I don't think it's going to go that far. But Tammany does actually go on to read the definition for fraud and then basically comes to the conclusion that she doesn't believe that extending your sale is fraud, therefore it is misleading.
Copy of the dictionary. Fraud is a knowing misrepresentation of the truth or a concealment of a material fact to induce another to act to his or her detriment. So in this case, I don't think deciding to extend your sale is fraud. It's not even fraud if you intended all along to extend it and just told people that it was going to end on Monday, knowing that you would extend it to Tuesday. That's not actually fraud, because fraud is when you induce somebody to do something against their own interest. In this case, extending your sale isn't really inducing people to do something against their own interest. So I would agree, as an attorney, you can't use fraud alert as the subject line in your marketing email if what you're doing is extending the sale.
I mean, yeah, either way, it's a very questionable way of trying to promote this sale that you've got on your website. I don't see how that would be a successful way of doing it. And I can see why people would be annoyed about an email like that. Like, people are very cautious about their information online. So seeing a subject line like that saying fraud alert, action required, all this stuff, it could suddenly increase your anxiety, right? You're like, oh shit, what's happened to you? Now, obviously, after clicking on the email, you would quickly be relieved of that, I guess, right? Because you would know that it isn't a data breach, for example. But then you're just at a point where you're like, well, why the fuck do you do that then? And again, if that was me and I had actually subscribed to the marketing emails from Bears, I would instantly just unsubscribe from that. I'd be like, I don't need this. But again, I would love to know your thoughts in the comment section down below on the actual subject line itself. Do you feel like it would go to, like, further in court? Do you feel like this is something they could actually be sued over? Or do you just think that this is a very stupid way of trying to promote a sale? And yeah, just let me know what your thoughts would be. And in fact, that's actually where I'm going to leave the video. So I would love to know your thoughts on everything that we spoke about in today's video. Let me know in the comments down below if you do want to see more videos like this where we have multiple topics in one video. I feel like it's a good thing to do now and then, because there definitely is quite a few topics that I see where I just don't cover them, even though I do think they're pretty interesting, just because it would be short and I'd make like a 4-minute video. And yeah, if you enjoyed, leave a like, subscribe, all that stuff. And until the next one, I'll see you guys in a bit. Alright, goodbye.